Morning, everybody.
Morning.
Call meeting to order. We do have a quorum. I would take a motion to approve the agenda in the minutes.
I'll second it.
All right, all in favor, aye?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. Is Rich on the meeting or? No.
I don't think so.
Sure he's over in Mitchell County today, so we'll move right into drainage then. There's claims, stamp warrants. You guys look at those?
Yep.
Any questions?
Nope.
Do a motion to approve the drainage claims.
I'll make a motion to approve the drainage claims.
All right, motion a second. Any discussion on them? Hearing none, all in favor, aye?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. Regular claims, are
I'll make a motion.
For payroll.
Payroll claims.
payroll claims, yes. Motion to mark to approve payroll claims, or second?
Who are they on?
Everybody,
Oh, okay.
payroll claims.
Oh, payroll claims.
Payroll.
Gotcha.
There a second then?
Yes.
All right. Any other discussion? All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
Need more signatures on the back of that one?
Sure.
Oops, my bad. Went the wrong way. Clerk of court reports. Is there a motion to approve the clerk of court report?
I'll make a motion to approve the clerk report.
Or second?
I will second it.
All right, all in favor, aye?
Aye.
Aye, opposed? Motion carries. Payroll eligibility or salary changes?
Two of those. There's the new one and the big ones.
Yeah.
Thanks for the part-time.
One for a part-time nurse. 24 hours a week at public health.
Are we gonna wait to approve those and table them until we have a meeting, if we have a meeting with our lawyer?
It's the other one.
Cause the way the email read back to me, it wasn't done the way the motion was put through, and I don't even know if we need to make a motion on it,
Cause they have a board.
cause they got a board. And that's what we were gonna find out,
We just,
so we should probably table that thing till next
Well, you're
week.
just acknowledging that
right,
basically, because you're not approving it. It's already approved.
the hire is for the board.
Yeah.
Felt.
But you approve their bottom line, you don't approve their,
There's also a letter here that says, Worth County on February 13th, Worth County Board of Health approved the hiring of part-time RN. As well as keep the motion passed in December 23 to adjust our current RN wages by $2. Effective upon hire of nurse at $30 an hour. The adjusted wages will be $42.31 for Jessica, $35.71 for Regan, $31.68 for Lexi. Effective 2/26.
But that wasn't the way the motion went through, and that's what we're trying to find out. Does the board control that, or does the supervisors have control over the bottom line?
Supervisors control the bottom line, but we don't control
The board, or
the
the
hiring and,
fire.
No, that part of it, we don't, but the bottom line we do.
right, bottom line we do. So all that would be is, whether we could change it, I think it would be the budget. Yes, sir.
All I could comment on it is that, you know, as far as a new hire, she was scheduled to begin next Monday. So we kind of need to have that part of it, you know, the authorization for her payroll situation. As far as the motion goes, it's kind of a situation, Enos, where we're not, I don't know that it's a legal thing. I'm just saying this at this point, and I will seek legal verification one way or the other on it. whether you could tie somebody's wages to a motion to hire. I think it would have.
And that's what we don't know about.
Well, I guess we best get a legal opinion on it, so we know. Another thing is we go back to December 15th meeting. Public health meeting, at that time is when we went ahead and was requested that we go from the $28 starting wage, $28 an hour, to $30 an hour. And in order to keep things right with the rest of the employees, they also requested that we go a $2 an hour raise for the RMs. That was all done in a motion in December. And if the way I look at it, and whether I'm right or wrong on it legally on it, the $2 an hour raise was part of that motion in December. And that shouldn't have any reflection on our 24 budget, because it was part of the 23-24 budget.
But it does affect the bottom line.
So,
Right, and if,
My attitude on it is, I made the motion tentative to the other RNs. I should get to repeal that motion and go back to taking the whole thing off the board.
so my,
In other words, what you're saying is, we gave you permission to hire a part-time one. And I'm repealing that. That is not the motion I made.
And we can't,
And we don't know where we stand on it. We're jumping the gun here.
well, like I said, that's what, we gotta get this either hammered out. We're not trying to.
No, I
I don't
realize
want
that.
We're not trying to do conflict.
so my only argument is, and this is two different board meetings here, but when we made that motion in December as a board, it was based on still based on hiring a full-time RN with full benefits. That motion, and I understand it's not worded that way, but there was no talk of doing part-time at that time period. Jesse was still searching out a full-time employee, and that's the way the motion was made, was for a full-time employee. I have no issues today to acknowledge or approve a hire. I think it needs to be done, a part-time hire. I think that's the right step for that public health. As far as those wages, that I'm still arguing with. I voted against it at the meeting. I'm still against that $2 an hour thing. Number one, you do not give a department head that's on salary a $2 an hour raise. That would have to be on a percentage if we were gonna do it.
You did,
And the other ones, I get it, but we've had the conversation too, we're just chasing our tail there, we're chasing our tail everywhere, and maybe the whole organization needs to take a look at how we're schedule wages. I mean, you guys, sheriffs have longevity, secondary roads have longevity, those kind of things, maybe we need to be basing some of the other departments on that too, I don't know, but, like I say, that's the only gist of it, my only argument.
And that was,
I
and
do
that's what
believe-
that's what the
Yep.
motion was about.
Yep, and I understand what you're saying too, Enos, but,
Cause I get a printout that shows me here that in 23, public health lost $462,000.
but you take a look at the overall budget, and I do have copies for it if you want.
I'm looking at the department.
Over the past 9 years, public health has brought in 56.7% of their budget. So in other words, we're losing money, but at least at the same time, we are bringing in 56%, or a little over 56% of our budget is covered by income coming in. And these are, if we go back and look at the revenues brought in on there, Enos.
guys, this is about the payroll eligibility.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess I wanna stick with that.
so I would make we're just acknowledging it.
You're just acknowledging.
Basically, we're allowing the
Decisions
payroll
gonna
to
be-
happen.
Yep.
That board makes that decision. At the end of the day, we all know that. So we're just allowing the payroll to happen. We do control the budget, the bottom line. We don't control hiring and firing, so.
Yep.
But there is a motion by Mark to
To
approve,
acknowledge the part-time.
acknowledge or allow the payroll eligibility for the part-time.
Yep.
Yeah, is there a second? I'll second it. Any other discussion? Okay, all in favor, aye?
Aye.
Opposed? Alright. Payroll's approved.
Now, what about the other ones? Because they're gonna want that in their, as effective February 26th. They want $2 raises.
That's on their board, Well, there's nothing.
We at least need an acknowledgement to be able to pay it. That's what the external auditors would
Say.
like,
Recommend.
yeah.
Is there a
Doesn't
motion,
mean, doesn't mean you have to like it, but
Exactly.
is there a motion to acknowledge the payroll increase?
I'll make that motion.
That's just an acknowledgement. Is there a second? I'll second it. Any other discussion?
Just, I'm not happy with it. Plain and simple, it's not right,
I disagree with it.
but.
One's hourly and
I'll
one's
acknowledge it.
salary.
Yep.
That's my problem.
and one gets benefits and one doesn't.
That's right. The whole key to the reason we could pay more to get that person in that, right in that niche when we needed them and not pay them for a whole week was the reason that I thought we should go the $28 to $30. I'm not saying that the nurses don't need to go up.
Exactly.
I'm looking at the bottom line on what they've done since 2015, and they've lost money every year, massive money.
Yep.
Call for a vote, then all in favor, aye?
I,
Aye. Opposed? All right, it's been acknowledged. Moving on, any liquor license?
I need one.
Huh?
I probably need one. No.
All right. Let's go to a resolution setting a date for public hearing on designation of expanded Worth County Consolidated Urban Renewal Area and Urban Renewal Plan Development.
I forgot how much work this was again. I have to set up a consultation session. I have to,
Just for you, or do we have to be a part of that?
we don't have to be.
No, no, you need at least one of us, you have to let us know.
I sat in last time, when I
Right.
was the chairman.
Man, I already forgot that.
Oh, did you?
No, were you
Yeah,
with with the superintendents?
Oh, no, I sat in the
Yeah.
one down, I
I
sat
had
in,
Chris Diggins
I
here
sat
for
in the
that
one with Danos.
Yeah,
No,
and this, I had to coordinate with the city to make sure they can get the agreement that they have to sign
and phone
and,
emails.
yeah. And P and Z has to
They
have
to
a
meet.
meeting,
Have they been-
before-
have they been notified?
yeah,
Okay.
yesterday.
Okay.
So,
I had to get them, I had to get the legals right, the
Yep.
one legal was not right.
Nice.
so this is setting the date
Consultation, this first one?
On the hearing
of the hearing,
Oh, the hearing.
for the
Urban
urban renewal, urban renewal amendment,
March 18th.
yes.
Yep. So do you want to set it for March 18th at 9
Yeah.
AM?
Sure.
Yeah,
Make that a motion.
I'll second that motion.
okay, and that motion is to approve the
Whatever you got in front of you there.
resolution for the public hearing.
Yep, on March 18th.
Okay. All right, any other discussion on it? Okay, roll call vote. Lowberg,
Aye.
Smithy,
Aye.
Stone, aye. And we will hold the public hearing, following postings and all the other concepts. Board appointment, eminent domain.
Oh,
Talk to Andy?
yeah, Andy Tennant agreed to be on there.
Okay. Fantastic.
Yep.
So is that a motion to approve?
Yes, I'll make a motion for Andy Tennant for the eminent domain owner operator ag property for the board appointment.
Okay, is there a second?
I'll second it.
All right, all in favor, aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed? Thank you, Andy, we appreciate it.
Yes.
You skipped one,
I say.
Oops, I'm sorry.
that's okay, I wasn't ready.
Yes. ISAC group benefits. Fiscal year 25 renewal.
A lot of signatures.
Wow, we've got our rates, we've got everything, right?
Yeah,
Just gotta sign up for another year.
I'll make a motion.
Motion to approve by Mark, is there a second?
I'll second it.
All right, any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, aye?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Almost there.
Where's some buying a piece of property?
Ain't kidding.
Some folks.
Mhm. Glad you marked it all.
Yeah, no kidding.
Wondering about that one.
Yes.
Seen it, you look.
Almost looks like that's like a,
Down here,
Oh,
here's certify that it's accurate and truthful. You see that right below? Yeah. That was a trick one.
good. It looks like a personal one that you'd fill out for your own.
Oh.
It's the form does, so.
so damn it.
And you know, you were signing personally too.
I get insurance. All right. Water system improvement. I did talk to Jason last week. So the person they had reviewing the plan switched. Got someone new and they forgot to check like 2 or 3 boxes of the permit thing, so they were taking care of that. Friday, or if not, they'll have it sent back out today, so hopefully now the plan will be approved and we can get that thing out for bids here shortly, but.
Kind of late on bids, aren't we?
According to him, he said there's still a lot of contractors looking for it. He says he's getting calls constantly, wondering what's coming up, so, I think we'll be okay. Hopefully, pipe prices come down enough.
Different people that does that kind of stuff, so.
Yeah. North Betco, Melissa on?
Yes.
Morning.
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 I'm gonna touch base with the lawyer on the development agreement and hopefully, come to the board next week. If not
Okay.
next week, then the week after, and then we could move forward with any changes or anything.
That's just to approve like a basic general
Agreement on.
development agreement that'll work for everything, right?
Yep, just like a template, and then if we have specific changes for each lot, then we can make them as we go.
Okay,
Cool.
sounds good. That it?
Yep.
Okay, you got anything for Melissa?
Nope.
Nope.
Okay,
Keep
Thank-
moving on.
thank you very much.
But
EMS discussion. We met down south and west committees again. We're just about to the point to start the process, which I believe will be coming March 18th. Some representatives from townships will probably be bringing petitions to us, and then they'll be going to city councils at the same time to get that ball rolling. But they will call, for sure and asked to get on the agenda, Jackie, so.
Okay.
But our calendar plan is the 18th to get this function going. It takes that long to be able to have a meeting in September, or election in September. So, and that currently is as long as everything goes through, that's our plan, is September 10th would be this, when we could have a special election, so. As long as everything is passed and approved, so. But on that, it's going pretty good, so if everybody's about ready, we've got a lot of support on it, so.
Good.
Discussion, possible action on the court electric upgrade bids. So 2 different ones, and I know Brian was checking to make sure they were apples for apples, we're getting the right stuff.
I don't know, I did,
Oh, you did?
but Northwood did not get back in touch with me.
Okay,
Eric Kruger got back in touch with me and we're on the same page with everything,
okay,
but I left a message for Northwood and they haven't got back in touch with me.
okay,
And I will admit, on his behalf, I waited till the end of the week because I forgot about it because I was working on everything else.
sure.
Yeah.
So, but I'm trying to pull up here now. The dates in April, aren't we scheduled for April?
Do it.
I found the email from her, but I can't pull up because it sent out a calendar and it showed where Worth was at in there, and I thought it was like the third week in April. So we still should have time to, considering it's February, if I get a hold of these guys this week. But yeah, considering one of them's, there's like, $800 some difference. On this, I'm trying to figure out. And that's the one I gotta find out about from Northwood, if they make sure they got everything on it.
Yeah, we're looking at
Can we table that till next
$3,000.
week, put that on the agenda for next week again?
Yeah, make sure we're getting the right stuff.
Yeah, but Eric called me back and everything that he explained to me he was doing is exactly what I wrote down that day.
Okay.
But-
Sounds good. All right. Discussion and possible action on the sheriff's budget. Keeping inmates in-house versus transporting to a neighboring county. Well, we've been discussing this, I guess, for a couple weeks now. We've seen some numbers.
It looks good to me.
I think it's the direction we have to go. You know, Dan made it pointed out pretty good that we are the old jail. Everybody's updated new. It would literally take us 100 years to pay off a jail. The amount, with the rates coming in, I mean, it's kind of a no-brainer, I think.
Yeah.
So I guess the motion would be to, give Dan the approval to, move forward on working up an agreement and
With the other,
with another county to train or house inmates.
I will make that motion.
Okay, for a second,
I'll second it.
any other discussion on it, Dan?
I'd like to have one board member, be involved with this to go and do the 2080, similar to what Enos was with me on the, Northwood contract if possible.
I can do that.
Okay.
We'll do that. Yeah. Any other discussion on it then? All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? All right, Dan, you can move forward with the plan you presented to us.
Thanks for all the work.
Thank you very
Yes.
much. Health insurance incentive, discussion of possible action. Another thing we've been discussing, I guess, is trying to get people more involved in our wellness plan, so we can try to grab any ounce of savings we can. We're seeing 2% savings on our premiums, and we could get 5%. We need a little more participation. That's where I think the incentive is something we need to look at doing. Question is, what and when? Well, obviously, it would be, you'd work this year and it would take effect January.
And it'd be a good time to work on it now because open enrollment will be coming up and we can spread the word then that they need to get it done this year to be able to get the incentive in January.
Right. Cause there's still plenty of time to be done by the end of October to get your
Physical,
physical scheduled,
depending on your doctors.
annual checkup, yeah, but get time and then
Mhm.
get the one required,
Right.
thingamajig done, whatever it's called, online,
Yep.
10, 15
Assessment.
minutes, take assessment, there you go,
Mm.
assessment. I call it a thingamajig, close enough.
Glad I'm not the only one. that's-
So I guess, what, I mean. We hit 5%, we know that's $50,000 savings.
Yep.
But the rates could still go up too, so
Yeah.
it might not offset.
You don't wanna be
Oh,
typical.
But it'd be,
Just have a
it'd
lot.
still be
savings.
good, yeah.
Yeah,
Still saving.
they'll go up less.
Yeah.
How's that sound?
Yeah.
The rates will go up less possibly, because it's been a while since we've seen them across the board or decrease, but.
I think we've hit it once, the 5%.
It was 4% was the max I
Oh,
wanted.
yeah?
It was like 40, whatever it was double what we were getting. It
Yeah.
was a big savings that year.
5 would be
Might have been.
pushing right at 50,000.
Yeah.
From our rates of where they are now, so. What,
And that was a lot tougher to get it that year than it is this year. I mean, there's really nothing to, it's just nothing. Do your assessment, your physical.
and we're not that far off, really, as far as number of employees participating. So what do you think our incentive should be? God,
You were toying with the $200. And do you have that across the board, or do you split it up, family and single? I guess it's up to you guys
Right.
what you wanna do.
Well, and no, you get nothing if we don't hit the. Well, that's the thing, is the people that are participating should get something, but if we hit that 80% participation or whatever, and get our 5% discounts, then everybody that. Basically, everybody that participated should get more on top of that,
Right.
right? I mean, don't you think, it's kinda gotta be a two-way thing,
Cause you're gonna keep chasing your tail if you don't start with the incentives at some
Right.
point.
right?
And it might have to be a year where you don't get it, and maybe after year 2 or 3, if you still don't get it, maybe you take it away again, I don't know, but I
Right.
think it'll take some time to get people
Yeah.
going on it.
You know,
It shouldn't. We've been doing
I
this for
know.
7 years,
I
Jackie.
know.
There's no reason people aren't participating. And it's, to me, I'd rather have penalty if everybody tells them we can't. I
Me
know other
too.
counties that have done it, so, but. Nothing wrong with rewarding the ones that are participating, but if you're not gonna start doing something for the non-participators, it's just, I mean, I don't know, it's gonna be a struggle.
Well, they're not gonna get the $200 or whatever you decide.
not the incentive, but then the thing too is that,
Not getting it and taking it out of their pockets, two different things.
right, and in order for us to prevent from taking it out of people's pockets, this is one way to.
Yep.
You know, if we can try to get our discounts the best we can, otherwise it may come to a point where we take it out of pocket. Let's start at that, but.
Well, because the rates will go up.
Right, right, and we may have to, basically. And I think we've got everybody on the same page as far as insurance now, or possibly, so,
And you need department heads behind you.
yeah. And I think,
They're the key to their departments, so they really need to.
and I think the larger ones, that's a little bit trickier, roads, but I think Mike's
Mike's working.
determined that he's gonna go out with a laptop and hit shop by shop and guide them through the process of getting the assessment done, and hopefully everybody keeps pushing each other to go get manual checkup, and when you get a certain age in your life, you should probably have an annual checkup anyways, so.
Yeah, starting at 1 years of age.
Yeah. So.
And you don't have to decide today, but it's just something you guys need to figure out before open enrollment.
Right.
We just need to figure out how much and
Mhm.
how we're gonna do it with how we're gonna differentiate between single and family.
And you don't have
And we
to,
don't
but
have
you
to.
want to.
Right.
That's what some counties do. I just wanted to throw that out there. I mean, I've always been an advocate of everybody should, I mean, nobody should get more than just because they have a family.
Right.
It should be across the board, but
Yeah.
I don't know how to keep that fair and not give the family more. So I don't know. And I guess at some point, if we want employees, we're gonna have to do that.
Right.
It's gonna be part of a retention thing too, is, we know that's a big discussion constantly, is health
What
insurance,
do you get?
so. But I guess we can continue to have this discussion and try to come up with
I definitely think we should do something,
but I agree.
and the sooner the better.
Yep. We
We just don't know how we're gonna do for single and family and how you're gonna handle that, what the total will be,
Right,
so.
And I did put it in the budget so that there's gonna be $100 more for the whole year, so then half the year we can use the 200.
if we need to.
Yeah.
Or if that's what we decide, so,
Yeah.
okay.
And then we can kind of ease into it half a
Right.
year instead of having it all.
Okay.
So we'll just, wanna keep that on there or
Yeah.
come back to you in a couple
Yes.
weeks or?
Let's come back, yeah,
We'll come back in a couple of weeks, I think.
Okay.
I think so. See where we can get to work out, so it's incentivizing to get these people to do it, so. Okay, light energy rate increase.
I had no time to
I
even
didn't-
find anything. I
Forgot to look at it.
was budget and getting this TIF stuff going again, so. I'll look for, see if and I tried to find a resolution, but I didn't see any resolutions out there yet.
I know, Winnebago,
Winnebago did theirs,
they
I
did,
mentioned that last week,
Mhm.
yeah.
So,
because the one that I got a copy of doesn't work, because
okay.
their numbers ain't the same as our numbers.
Right.
So, and we're not gonna go through.
And
all that
Jeff's
to try to-
back.
What's
so
that?
Jeff's back, so he could help you tweak it. for wording for a county versus a city.
Mhm. Yeah, we need to make sure that fits.
You want me to get a copy of what Winnebago did?
Sure. Gordo County might have done it too, I think.
They
Yeah,
did.
they already did.
Did.
So,
They based, they must have redid theirs. I haven't seen that one, but
No.
that's where they got theirs from Mason City. And then I think I talked to Lori down there and she said they were gonna use that, but they had to plan things to make it fit there.
Mhm.
I'll try Saragordo or Winnebago and get a copy of it.
Okay. All right, move on to, yeah, IMWCA University discussion.
Yep. Yes, you know, there's a big IMWC university coming up with a lot of accessible knowledge, you know, anybody from any department actually here in the courthouse could attend it if they felt it was something that would benefit their departments, but I guess that's kind of up to each individual person there, but our safety consultant had requested that maybe we pay for his mileage and room and board to go to this, and then he'd come back and report to us. I am not in favor of that. I kind of think being he's a private business, if that's gonna enhance his business, he should be taking care of that himself.
And if we want somebody to go, we should be sending somebody.
Correct. You know, if there was, you know, they could get on there and take a look at it. If there's a department head that could really think they can benefit from it, and bring something back to the county, that would be great. I would fully support that, but for outside safety consultant, I guess I can't support that.
Well,
That just brought to my attention, so I wanted to discuss here at the meeting. It's not a decision I can make on my own, even as the being on the safety committee, so.
Well, and you're right, it is a business and that's part of his business should be those credentials and that should be figured in his rate.
Well, I've always had
Yeah.
to fund my own.
I thought it was a weird
Credits.
request.
Right.
Well, it'd be different if it was something that was maybe credit worthy for him, that made him, I'm not saying it can't make him better, come up with good ideas, but yet he's running his own business, and to me, that's,
Oh, we're still paying for that.
we're still
though.
paying for that.
If he
service.
improves his education, that's on his behalf to do a better
We're
job
still
for
paying
us,
him.
which we're paying for.
Yeah.
And
So
that
I-
would reflect in the price of.
And that is gonna reflect in the price.
So I don't know if it actually needs to be a motion or anything, or it's just general discussion, like, you know, it's, I just would not be in favor of doing that. Paying an outside person mileage and room and board,
Right.
so.
So it was a request to the safety committee, so let's just take action.
I will make that an action not to fund that, I guess, I'll say.
Okay. Motion to deny funding for the IMWCA, WCA,
Safety
university.
consultant.
Yep. There's second for that?
I'll second it.
All right, any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, aye?
Aye.
Opposed? All right. I'll let Tom listen know, and then he said he would respond to that guy. Okay, engage HR attorney for opinion regarding county hiring practices. What's his name? Mike
Mike
Galloway.
Galloway. That's something we probably just need to look into, and we've always seemed to have questions on everything, so maybe a little legal.
We need to know what we can do and what we can't do, so we either get involved or stay out of it.
Sure.
Pretty simple to me, but we don't know.
Right,
No, I agree, and that's the thing, it was always the discussion of HR in this whole system, we don't have it.
No.
And it's expensive to be able to go forward, so I guess we should be on the right path
exactly.
of what does need to take place, so. All right, is there a motion to approve or engage Mike Galloway for some county hiring opinion?
I make that a motion.
All right, any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, aye?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? All right.
And you want me to, are you okay with me? I'll CC you guys in
Yep,
and
you should
just
include us.
explain why we're asking for them.
Yep, and I don't know if it's something we wanna have as like a Zoom obviously given the questions we have,
Yeah.
but if we wanna have a
If we
Zoom
need it.
discussion or something.
Or if he
And
just
just-
gives you a black and white something or whatever, I'll see.
Yeah,
what
maybe
he
Well, I wanna
wants
be
to
in the
do.
position to ask him questions.
Okay, okay.
Cause then, like I said.
I got a lot of questions.
Okay.
If there is questions and answers on
If we're
everything.
doing stuff we're not supposed to, let's quit doing it.
Right,
Okay,
Right, so.
It's
yeah, if we
ridiculous.
get-
It's a waste of time.
If he's got some guidance, but maybe.
And do
set
you
up like
have,
a-
do you have questions that you wanna get to him ahead of time so he can look,
Listed.
have
So, yeah,
it, look,
some
have it
answers.
researched and everything, or?
Good.
Put
Yeah.
this together.
Yeah, a list.
The first one the first one was the one we sent to him as an example.
Yep.
So
Say if we got a list.
I don't have it with me.
Forward that to Jackie so she can push it onto him.
Yep.
And then at least he can start with answering or giving us guidance on those, so he's got an answer for us. And then let's see if we can just set up a Zoom meeting for like an hour someday and.
Okay.
Make things a lot simpler if we just control it, but that's
Yeah.
all we control is the bottom line.
We
Let's-
talk about
let's do it.
discuss it. We don't even know if we can do it.
No, I agree, that's above my pay grade. Is that-
Mine too.
Everything we do here is legal, unfortunately.
Yeah,
And
Mhm.
nobody's there to, we don't have
Attorney-
anybody.
No guidance whatsoever.
Attorneys keep you out of trouble.
right.
Don't Get in trouble. but-
Yeah,
People service, water, wastewater, you guys saw that email.
I
I
did
saw
see
your
your email,
emails.
saw the response. Figured it'd be, that's probably what you'd get, but
I kind of thought that too, so. Like I said, I know stuff breaks, I get it, but. It seems like neglect is leading into mechanical failure sooner than it should be. And that's a problem I have, but. I can see where this fight's gonna go.
yeah.
Yep.
But it's just when contract negotiations come up again, we just have to deal with it then.
Yeah, I would agree. So. Okay, we'll leave that alone for now.
Appreciate you. handling it, Lisa.
Yeah, no
Trying-
problem. We're gonna have a decent discussion on budget, should we skip?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, go down to,
Department head discussion, anything on that?
I just have one question. Do you want me to submit for the hiring back of the deputies like we talked about in that proposal for next week and before I call the civil service to start a board meeting with them?
You've been holding off, it's actually technically is part of your past budget, and then you're making it part of your going forward budget too, so. And you've already showed us that, which is, we've had the discussion with Dan about it, so.
Yep, and that, we know it takes time, so if you get someone before. One before July 1st, you're covered, if you get one right after July 1st or starts July 1st, you're covered. So I would say, yeah, you gotta get the process going and, cause I know it takes time. Especially for civil service and all that, so, yeah,
well,
Put it
it's-
up.
especially not knowing what's gonna shake out with the rest of his staff too, with this process starting.
Right. So,
yep,
no, I would say you've crossed your Ts and dotted your Is. You should be able to move forward and work that into this budget and last budget, so,
cause like I say, it'll probably take that long to get
yeah.
somebody hired.
You said you're pushing your dates anyways, so.
Yeah. Maybe we'll get lucky, and somebody certified, one of the two is certified, I don't know.
Right.
Hopefully we'll get lucky on that end to save some cash, but if not, we'll do what it takes and. Otherwise, we'll start transporting them. Readiness.
I got it back of the truck.
All right, any other department heads, questions? No. All right, Supervisor Weekly, Enos.
I had, Partners for Children, and basically we just went over the budget, and it looks fine. We got people dragging their feet, billing us that are way behind, but we've been dealing on that for the last year here, trying to get them to do that. Other than that, a letter was sent to all the libraries for the grants that are available that we talked about when the librarians were in here, and Grafton did it last year. So hopefully they got those letters, and if they wanna do something for a summer reading program, they do. That's deadline on that is March 8th. So I hope they respond to that. Other than that, all I had was, the union negotiations with Renee and the assessor conference board. And then a budget workshop, which you guys all had anyway, so.
That's it,
What's that?
that's it.
Yeah, that was it.
Every day, sometimes twice a day.
Yeah, I just had stuff with the sheriff and the assessor's board, I guess I didn't have anything outside of that, and, just to know, I was doing a little research online too, I see Benton County has issues with public health too. They did some extreme stuff the way it looks, I can't find all the information on it, but it was kinda I'm not sure if they basically fired their public health board, I don't know why, but there was some, part of it had to do with budget discussions going forward, and I think they were looking at contracting services is what they were looking at for public health. And I don't know if the board.
And I missed that. Who is this? If you,
Benton County, if you want to
Benton.
look it up.
That's,
It's,
Waverly, isn't it?
no, it's south somewhere.
Yeah, Benton.
So between Waterloo and Cedar.
Yeah,
Yeah, okay.
yep, so
Or not Cedar, Waterloo and Cedar Rapids. That.
I think they might have, couldn't tell if they had a county what's going on. I couldn't get all the information, a lot of it was in the Des Moines Register, and I don't subscribe, and so you can't get a hold of it until later, unfortunately, but it was done like last October, November. They had a big deal, and they made an action, and they're also seeking legal advice whether they could have done that or not, but, I think they basically were taking over the public health situation as supervisors and trying to move things forward on a more positive note, I guess. I don't know what was going on with them and their board, but so, yeah. It was,
you triggered my memory. I did have a long discussion,
okay,
only because I talked to him about something else. I talked to Chris and Sarah, but that's not,
yeah, that's different. subject.
that's a different subject, so.
Appreciate it.
That it?
Yep, that was it.
Well, I pretty much same you guys did, only I got to throw in, ambulance meeting, which we kind of already discussed, and NICOG. And we did agree to sign a 28E with the city of Mason City, join their health insurance. By doing that, it's going to save NICOG about 30,000 a year.
Good.
And then that increases Mason City's pool to over 250, so then they start seeing savings because they get over 250 employees. So it kind of works out really good for both entities because NICOG was looking like a 17% increase this year in health insurance, and just getting out of
Is
control.
Mason City self-insured or
They are,
That's what I thought.
yep, they are.
But still, that group helps them, and, yeah.
Yep, so it just gets them, it's a good for both, and then, actually for the employees, they've got way lower deductibles. We're talking like $500 and $1,000 deductibles versus $3,000 and $4,000 deductibles, so it's working out very good for them, so hopefully with that, we can get some retention there, because that's always an issue down there as well. And then what else? Otherwise, about normal business down there, they have a big insulation project they have to do because their insulation, there's a moisture issue on part of their building. It's the bus storage, so it's not like the office portion, but it's holding moisture and sagging and falling down,
Fairly
so
new building.
$230-some thousand to tear it all out and re-insulate. But they did get federal grant to help with that, and then Mason City's splitting the cost because they use it for bus storage as well, so.
Good.
It's a minimal cost to,
That's good.
NICOG, but it's kind of an undertaking, so,
It's a nice unexpected, isn't it?
yeah, pretty much.
How old is that building roughly?
Not that old,
18 years,
which is relatively.
and the thing is, that's the original, and after it was originally built, they added on to the bus storage. That's the portion that's having the problem, is the addition,
It's South Edition.
and that was like, that's
Kind of like,
that's like 12 years old, I think, is the addition, and there's no warranty, it's just
Just a
pictures.
picture.
Otherwise, it's about all I had, so. One of those weeks. Farm Bureau tonight, I know Mark and I will be there, you're not, right?
No, I got a council meeting tonight,
Okay.
6:30, so I won't be there.
Is there anything else I need to put on the future agendas?
Did you see that? I'll mention that next week. Good. I'll double check on that first.
All right, well, let's jump into budget section.
hey, I have handed you what I'm still having a little of trouble figuring out where to put the public health revenue, because they don't do it the same way I do. So, I put in what I could, and, you have a new budget. The other thing I did was I reshuffled things so that 500,000 is, off of general fund. We're making the assumption that we're gonna transfer 500,000 from the general fund to general trust prior to the new fiscal year in 25. So that shuffled everything. And that's in that too. So then the long page that I gave you, if you look way at the bottom, that is where, if you wanted to do 25% of expenses, that's where I have the expenses, I have where the balance is right now, and where it would need to be if we want to go with 25% of expenses. And you'll see that the general basic, general supplemental is just a little bit, but that is assuming that we're gonna do the increase that I proposed in the budget. And then, rural basic, I wanted to make sure that we backed out the rural basic trust, because that's in there too. So I wanted you to have a true picture of where we were gonna be with rural basic also. And that's pretty slim. So I don't know if you guys wanna just kinda look at this for a while and have a budget workshop later in the week, or what do you wanna do?
I'd like to look at it and have a budget workshop.
And if you have any questions or need any more numbers or whatever, let me know. Until then, do you know when you wanna do it?
Well, if I do later in the week, Thursday morning would probably be the best for me. I do have juvenile detention on Friday, so that pretty much takes my day. I go down to Eldora. I can make Thursday open, you know, at least Thursday morning would be the best, I guess, probably.
Thursday morning, 6 AM,
Sure.
AM.
I'm up by 4 usually.
You tired guys get up that early?
During budgeting, I'm usually up at 4 too.
Sometimes
Whether you want
before,
Sleep in a little later after that thing gets done.
4:30.
Yeah,
I'm fine Thursday morning if you guys wanna do
we're looking at the,
22nd.
If it works for you guys, yeah.
yeah,
I mean, otherwise I'd have to do it later Friday afternoon.
what time Thursday morning?
I could do it as early as Jackie wants to do it, I guess would be.
8:30, so you can get your ducks in a row before you come down?
That'd probably be nice.
8:30.
I don't know what ducks I'm gonna have
Otherwise,
that
like I
day.
said, if
I
you
never
had to
do.
do it Friday, I could probably be back here by 2 o'clock per se, but.
I'll get another agenda out there then.
Sure would be nice to talk to Mike before we have that workshop.
Yes.
Man, we're packing it.
Yeah,
Right.
I mean, we don't,
I can see what we can do. They have pretty busy schedules too, so.
What?
We're not the only one.
not much notice.
I know
They like those billable hours.
Mike is reviewing juvenile merchants handbook and he's reviewing, every county uses them, so he is a busy man. For everything. So like,
We have to have our decision by March 5th. Right?
yes.
Yeah,
We have to have it passed by the 31st if we decide to go that route.
you're not passing it, we're just getting it ready so
Right,
that,
and
yeah, so
Publish,
I
that.
mean,
Public hearing.
Cause basically what you need to know now is what you're gonna do on your levies, and then that notice can go out. And then after that notice, you have the first hearing, and then you set up the second hearing, which is actually approving the budget.
which has got to be done by March 31st.
That has to be done by April 30th,
Oh, okay. So we
But-
got a little time in there.
yeah.
But just
But
once we
we
get
need
our,
that.
once we get our
But we
levies.
need that mailing to go out and all that good stuff, so it just, there's a lot of fun this year.
Our general basic goes, we know our levy. Would just be
Yeah,
dialing in the other two and then making sure it's gonna work.
well, and yeah, rural, we know what rural is too.
Mm.
We just have to figure out where you wanna be on ending balance so that things are covered.
Cause right now we're,
And that's general fund too,
right,
cause we know what we have, what we're levying for both, but, and then the one levy decision is general supplemental, if you want that much levied, or if you want less or more, or whatever. So you guys can ponder that for a few days.
It is what it is.
right,
Make those decisions.
okay, well,
Lots of fun,
is
huh?
that it for budget discussion then? We'll just hash it out on Thursday. Thursday morning. Okay. Anything else, guys? If not, I'd entertain a motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
One second.
All in favor? Aye. Aye. Meeting is adjourned.
Like I said, anything else that you can think of that you wanna talk about that day, just make sure you get it to me before 24 hours.
How many pages you on?
I was gonna say.